There's a sound in the Midwest that tells you it's time. Not the whine of wind over frozen stubble, not the silence of February frost. It's the rattle of a seed drill biting soil, the heavy click of a tractor throttle, the unmistakable rhythm of farming in April. Out here across Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, and Ohio, April doesn't ask. It demands. You either keep up or you get left behind. In America's breadbasket, April is the month that sets the entire season. This region, mostly falling in USDA zones 5B to 6B, has an average last frost date between April 15th and April 30th. And for row crop agriculture, that window matters. Soil temps begin to rise for the low 40s Fahrenheit, that's around 5 degrees Celsius, to the mid-60s, roughly 18 degrees Celsius. And that shift triggers more than just growth. It signals the official start of scale planting. In early April, when the ground still holds the cold, farmers begin with crops that can take it. Spring wheat, oats, and barley, each cold-tolerant and suited to wet, unpredictable soils, they go in first. Oats in particular, they favor a fast start and they can mature in cooler air. Barley, though a bit more fragile, still prefers spring over the heat of high summer. Alfalfa is also seeded right now, with a sharp eye on seed-to-soil contact. Early establishment means healthier hay later, and across thousands of acres, farmers drop cover crops, ryegrass, red clover, vetch, all to simply restore soil tilth or prep fields for rotational corn. But the real tension arrives in the middle of the month. That's when soil temperatures begin to hover around 55 degrees to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 13 to 18 degrees Celsius. And now it's finally warm enough to consider corn. Not just planting it, but betting the whole year on it. Corn, it needs the soil to hit at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius. That's so it can germinate reliably. Any colder and it risks cold injury. Winds up being a cellular shock that can ruin a seed before it even sprouts. Farmers plant deep enough between 1.5 and 2.5 inches. That's 3.8 to 6.3 centimeters, and often aimed for population densities of 32,000 to 34,000 plants per acre. That's 79,000 to 84,000 per hectare. And for those tracking global yield benchmarks, that's pretty much on par. Soybeans, they come soon after. Some farmers still wait until May, but more and more are pushing them much earlier. In southern parts of Illinois or Indiana, you'll see soybeans planted side by side with corn by the end of April. The risk? Late frosts or crusting soils. The reward, though, a longer growing season and, in some years, a measurable yield bump. But the ground, it doesn't always cooperate. April is literally the cruelest month. If you get the timing wrong, late frost events are still quite possible, especially in northern Iowa or southern Minnesota, especially Wisconsin as well. Working soil when it's too wet can cause compaction, reducing oxygen flow and restricting root growth later. And even if the surface looks ready, a cold snap the night after planting, it can cause cold water uptake in corn, damaging cell membranes before emergence. That's why seasoned farmers walk their fields with soil thermometers, not just calendars. And this is also where modern farming meets old instinct. Fungicide-treated seed, GPS-guided planters, variable rate nitrogen application, they've transformed what used to be guesswork. Strip-till and no-till systems reduce erosion and preserve precious moisture. And every pass of the tractor is data-driven now. But that doesn't mean it's automatic. There's still a man in the cab, still a woman checking seed depth, still a generation making judgment calls under April's uncertain sky. Because in the breadbasket, April doesn't just begin the planting season, it defines it. These are Interesting Things with JC.